Hello, and welcome to part two of the best and worst superheroes and supervillains from the Marvel and DC franchise. We had so much fun doing this last time I did this, so I can't wait to do it again. So once my friends join in, we will get started. Ah, I see what you did there, Fresh.
That's right, and it's true, but all of us are. In fact, all of us are really.
Mm. Anyway, how's it going, dude? How are you?
Yeah, just taking it easy, just getting everything planned up until for next week, especially for what was it, Thursday again?
Hmm.
Well, yeah, Friday. Okay, yeah.
Alrighty. Uh, I'll just go ahead and get started so we don't have to wait. So I realized there are some superheroes that I didn't talk about, which is of course very famous, especially for Marvel. So I'll go ahead and write them down. And the first one I'll talk about is none other than Iron Man.
All right.
So I never really watched the movies with Robert Downey Jr., but I did like him a little bit only because of the adventures. I thought he was cool. But I did learn about his origin a bit. He's like a dealer some kind. So he wasn't really a hero yet. But like an accident happened and like a shrapnel hit his heart and stuff, and like he had to have a mechanical heart replacement and stuff, and yeah, and if he wants to be a hero and stop the IX con or whatever, I can't remember what exactly it is, but he had to retrofit himself a special suit that uses his hardcore with his laser blast. He went through a lot of changes. Their suits. One was like a really dainty silver armor, but then I moved to the armor we all know and love, which is red and gold. And years passed and many different armors we introduced, and I think Iron Man is a pretty interesting hero, very popular around, and I got introduced to him not in Adventures, but actually in an episode of 1990s Hulk, where he actually meets Hulk, and he actually had long hair then, which is strange, but still pretty interesting hero. So yeah.
Yeah, I mostly agree also. And despite the suit granting him his many powers, he doesn't really technically have any powers. It's kind of like a little bit of a cheating type of thing. But
Hi, Bobby.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm all right. How about you guys?
We're doing all right. We're doing all right. So, any thoughts about Iron Man?
Oh yeah, Iron Man is great. He's one of my favorite Marvel heroes.
That's good to hear. All right, so next one, Fresh suggested it. TMNT, other known as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yes,
Heroes on a half shell, turtle power.
yes, it all started about an old mutant rat named Splinter, who's the pet of. I mean, like, it can range. Sometimes Splinter is the mutated pet of Master Hamada Yoshi, and sometimes he's Hamada Yoshi himself. But yeah, it all focused around. Yeah, there was just an
Oh, hi,
orphan.
Feather Guardian. He's an old friend of mine.
Oh, well, that's actually
Yeah.
mainly about just the turtles being mutated by a canister of mutagen while they were still normal turtles, and then they just they turned human uh from Yoshi, who was still human at the time before he turned into a rat, and it caused them to grow in intelligence and size. He trained them in the arts of ninjutsu to protect New York City, and they became heroes ever since.
Yeah, I've became a fan ever since I watched the 2003 series, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Um, and what they're going for having a rat being a pet of a old master become the like a mental, but I kind of like the master becoming the rat. It's actually a lot
Yeah,
more
me,
cooler like that.
yeah, me too. I was gonna say.
But yeah, TMNT has been a really popular franchise ever since having its own cartoon in the 1980s, which is pretty spot on. And
Right.
yeah, my favorite
Baby.
besides the
I was saying the date,
oh, okay.
1987, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, besides 2003, I also like the 2012 version on Nickelodeon, which it did really awesome. So I'm glad they created a TNT for us to love. All right, next one is Captain America.
Wait, I was gonna ask you guys like, who are your favorite TMNT?
Well, you got to be
Mm,
specific. You got a favorite what character or turtle? You
Like,
got
which turtle is your favorite?
I like a little bit of Donatello.
Okay, fresh.
Yeah, I did say Donatello along with him. Like we both kind of said it.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you. Sorry. Me, I like. I think I like. I mean, I like all of them, but I think for the most, probably Donnie and Mikey.
All right, that's cool. All right, now we can talk about Captain America. So again, I haven't seen the movie of that either, but I did learn how he came to be and stuff. So, he was never like muscular as we all know and love. He's actually pretty scrawny, and he gets beat up and gets defeated in challenges, battles, whatever. Until like there's a society called Hydra making him a soldier using special chemicals and stuff. So they put him in a machine, and he forgoes the transformation, kind of making him immortal, but that really just he was strong and stuff, and he's wielded a shield and whatnot. And he fought a villain named Red Skull until like something happened, and he crashed landed into Arctic, and he froze many years later, and he's still pretty young. So yeah, and he became a part of the Avengers ever since. Even though he's not really my favorite superhero, I still think he's pretty great. The actor that played him in the MCU, Chris Evans, he did really well. So kudos to him.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. To me, Captain America is one of my favorite Marvel heroes. He is really amazing, and yeah, when it gets to 4th of July, I used to wear my Captain America shirt around that time because one, that's the day he was born, July 4th,
True.
and two, because he, like I said, he's great. And I did see all Captain America movies, but I didn't see the show Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Mm. All right.
Wait,
Did
how
we
do you
talk
feel
about Wonder Woman
about
last
wait?
time?
Well, okay. First, yes, Christian, we did in the old one. I kept track of them, and
Okay, thank you.
and wait, what was the other thing?
I was gonna say before we move on, what did you guys think about Falcon taking up the mantle?
It was
Pretty interesting.
strange. I wasn't expecting it. But even though he's called Captain America, I call him Captain Falcon because there's a video game character named Captain Falcon.
I was gonna say Falcon. I said Falcon America.
Well, that don't make sense. I call him Captain Falcon.
Yeah,
Falcon Punch.
Mm-hmm. All right. Since Captain America, not Captain. Wonder Woman was actually talked about. There's one that I forgot to talk about, which first I had a profile picture of Static, and I'll let you talk about him.
Baby.
Okay. So yes, growing up in one of the poorest cities. So he was just an ordinary teen who was obsessed with comic books and fantasy games, and was regularly bullied by and was just regularly bullied. So up until his friend Larry Wade convinced him to use a gun, he didn't have it in him. So he threw the gun into the water, and the police showed up to throw a special do some untested tear gas, but it proved fatal. It killed nearly everyone who was there, but fortunately, Virgil was one of the many few ones to survive while the others developed superpowers. And he himself developed electrokinesis. So he decided to take up the mantle of Static and going around like fighting various supervillains called gang babies, and he even became a
You
member
mean
of
Bang Babies?
what?
Bang Babies.
Sorry, like from Watch Mojo, it just kind of like
Gang
flipped
Babies.
me,
Yeah, it's understandable. That's their own dang fault. Good thing I watched the whole series on HBO Max, so I know what they're actually called.
I was sorry. So yes. So yeah, Bang Babies, and what's cool is that he did became like a member of the Justice League and the Teen Titans, and impressive Rogues Gallery and awesome show thanks to Phil Lamar, and yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I really enjoy the show, and mainly like do like stereotypical stuff, like of course guns and like racism and stuff. It's supposed to be like a realistic show and whatnot. It's supposed to like teach lessons and whatnot. I still think it's pretty great and all. And yeah, Phil Lamar did excellent as Static. He's like one of my favorite roles of Phil Lamar, and he did an excellent job. And what's cool about Static and the other Bang Babies. The reason they're called that because of the Big Bang of what happened with that grenade. It's like special chemical stuff that's actually purple. That explains why Static has purple electricity, and the other Bang Babies powers like skin tones and whatnot, or like markings are purple. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Now,
So
can I
that's
be
pretty
honest?
smart. What?
Can I be honest with you guys? I've heard about Static Shock, but I never saw the show.
Well, I'd suggest it if you have HBO Max or find a DVD or whatever. But yeah, um, also
Well, but
I
I saw him a few times, and I've seen him a few times and with some team ups, as even on Justice League Unlimited.
yeah, I saw that as well. All right, next one, fresh suggested. I'm not really a fan. The
But I really
Punisher.
do like Static. Yeah, Punisher. I guess he's cool.
so yes, this guy named Frank Castle, he's the only surviving member of his family who had been sadly blown up. So he developed some sort of like expert marksmanship and peak fighting abilities. Like he's one of those many few ones who doesn't have any powers. So he took it upon himself to punish anyone who would stand in his way to cause like any crimes. Most famous for most famous for the white skull emblem on his chest, and well, and yeah, that's what he does. He just punishes bad guys, and he's responsible for the arch and where he just Billy Ruth the name of Jigsaw when he got his face smashed through some glass.
You were glitching a bit. I didn't hear a thing you said.
Uh, well, I guess
Yeah. Well, I get
specifically.
what you mean and stuff. I'm not really a fan of him. I don't know why. It's just met to me, so I prefer Deadpool over him. But I know he's very popular because everywhere I go, I see like either T-shirts or stickers on cars of Punisher. So yeah, he's that popular to that because of that
I
famous
don't.
gold emblem.
Yeah, I've seen not much of him. I even saw him. He only appeared in one episode of Avengers Assemble, and I just want to say, like, one known trivia fact that they even did a resemblance of his shirt, and in My Hero Academia, where a character named Katsuki Bakugo is wearing a shirt that resembles a Punisher symbol.
Hmm. Interesting.
It's not
All right.
exact, but like I said, similar.
All right. Next one, Red Hood / Jason
Red Hood.
Todd. Not the one that Joker used to be. This one is a totally separate character. So this is the second Robin
Yeah.
of Batman after Dick Grayson. They were a team, of course, until Jason got captured by the Joker and is beaten to death by the Joker with a crowbar and other torture stuff. And it was Billy and Dennison is about to set off to blow until it's too late for Batman to save him, and he actually died. Until later on, a villain named Ra's al Ghul used a spiritual water pit called the Lazarus Pit, which heals and brings the dead back to life. So he did that to Jason, and he was back to life. It's had to go on his own persona called Red Hood, who uses guns and knives and whatnot and kills people who deserves no mercy and stuff. But I still think he's a cool character. I mainly like him because of Injustice 2. That's why I like him that much. But I still think he's a cool character.
Yeah, he really is. Like, yeah, I'd say he's a really cool anti-hero. You know? You know?
Yes, we know.
I was. I think I'll just say a few more. Just not just because of Injustice 2, but also in other medias, and also other games like I would say Batman Arkham Knight and Gotham Knight. Which have you guys seen any gameplay of Gotham Knights?
I mean, I've seen some clips, but I don't like how they made Jason Todd very muscular.
I mean, he's a brute, so it explains it.
Yeah, so I don't like that. I prefer the little skinnier Red Hood. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do love him, but I just don't like the bulkier version. But Fresh, what are your thoughts on Red Hood?
Yeah, he's all right. I thought he was very interesting in Batman Under the Red Hood, and so
I actually saw that. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I saw clips.
I saw clips of it years ago before I finally saw it on HBO Max. So, all right, next one, Beast from X-Men.
Yeah.
Beast from X-Men.
Yep. So Henry McCoy, he started out showing signs of mutation early on in life, such as giant hands and feet, but a genius intellect. And in his teenage years, he developed more abilities like superhuman strength, speed, agility, and reflexes, all that stuff, until he tries his very best to hide his mutation during school, but he gets expelled. It's up until Xavier and companies want him to join him, but a custom criminal named El Conquistador kidnaps his parents. He saves his parents and decides to be part of the X-Men, and he leaves on his 20th birthday to find an experiment that can get rid of mutants' powers. He tries it on himself, but it causes him to develop, his fuzzy blue appearance that we're all used to.
That's how it went.
I know. Yeah. You finish.
That explains. Sorry to interrupt, but that explains X-Men First Class, where he had an antidote that was about to cure him. Like his hands were hand-like, they're about to go normal, but he went through on death transformation. So that actually explains it.
I never knew much about Beast from X-Men, honestly. I just saw him as just part of X-Men, and then I guess at the time I didn't care about him, about who he was. But I appreciate you for giving us the backstory about him.
Well, of course, because that's what is all meant to be.
I know, but I just wanted to thank him.
All right, next one, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Gotta go fast, my boys.
So yeah, what?
No, I wasn't gonna say anything. You go ahead.
So yeah, Yeah, so Sonic's origins, it did kind of like shock me a bit from the comics, where he was just a supposedly normal brown hedgehog. While he met Dr. Kintober, who would later become Eggman. So yeah, he was gifted these yes, special power sneakers that allow him to run really fast, but he ran too fast that it caused an explosion, and that's what mainly caused his blue appearance and Eggman and Dr. Kintober to be turned into Robotnik. So yes, he's just been using his powers ever since to stop Eggman from a global empire. And yeah, of course, he has a large number of friends and allies, and he's become my most favorite video game character of all time. And I think Sega for that.
I never really played the original game because I never heard of it till then. The only way I got introduced to Sonic was the show I used to watch on YouTube and on for kids was Sonic X, which is the anime version of that character, and I really enjoyed it too. Of him going fast and kicking butt and whatnot, and the characters were good. And yeah, I really did enjoy watching that as a childhood, and he's still my favorite, even as my favorite fighter in Serious Battles Brawl.
Yeah, I think the first show I saw was Sonic X, but how I got introduced to him was the game on the Game Boy called Sonic Advance 2.
Hmm.
And Christian, as you said for the original game, I did download it onto my 3DS one time, and then I played through the whole game and I won.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I especially loved playing the other ones. I didn't play Sonic 3, but I did play Sonic CD.
I've heard of Sonic CD.
And yeah, it's where I think it's like the first game where Metal Sonic appears.
It was.
Yeah, I mainly like Metal Sonic and Mario Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games because I think he's cool.
Right. The first game I ever actually beaten the first Sonic game I actually beaten was Sonic Generations, and I felt super happy that I beat it.
That's pretty cool. All right, next one.
Okay.
A Cyclops. So yeah, a guy named
Scott Summers.
Thank you. Scott Summers. I don't know when he started having this problem, but I don't know as a kid or young toddler. But all I know is as a teenager, he when he's almost dies, lasers come out and they're pretty powerful. So when he goes out in public, he has to have special sunglasses on in order to not shoot out any lasers. But I don't know how he joined the X-Men, but he was in the X-Men. He's one of the first members of the X-Men. And besides the sunglasses, he's given special visors that it turns on a knob or press a button and it lets out the lasers. And that's why he's known as Cyclops.
Okay, and yes, to help you out though, the reason how he had problems with his powers is that he and his brother Alex lost their parents when they died in a plane crash, and they were pushed out of the plane with the only parachute, but it failed to open immediately, and they fell to the ground. Yes. If you listen closely, So Scott he fell into a coma after hitting his head on the ground, and that's what caused him to lose control, to not have full control of his eye beams.
Whoa, that's crazy! I did not know that. Only one parachute and it failed, and to actually survive that only through a coma. That's crazy.
And how he became part of the X-Men is that, it involved some city where some debris fell down and he saved a bunch of people. But then when they discovered that he was a mutant, he ran away and confronted Professor X. And that's when he became the field leader.
Makes sense. So yeah, I'm glad you told me about that. I wish I knew. I didn't, but thank you.
Yeah, no issue.
All right, next one. Spawn. So
He's
yeah,
really cool.
I wasn't really into Spawn until he became a guest character in Mortal Kombat 11, which I thought he was pretty awesome, and he became my favorite character ever since, along with voice actor Keith David. So he was originally in the comics, neither DC or Marvel. I forgot what company it is, but anyway, yeah. He was once a soldier, and he actually like died somehow during the war, whatnot. And then like some evil spirits came by, and actually made him what he is to be. And well, he's not wearing a mask. Actually, it's all like black skin and whatnot. And his powers are like green mystical energy and chains, and he actually uses guns as well. And I don't know if he's really an anti-hero,
He
since
is.
he. Okay, yeah, he is, but
Here, wait.
yeah, he. But I still think he's pretty awesome with that flowing hold cape and whatnot. And Keith David puts him into his own series and the game. Yeah, he's awesome. I love his voice, and that's all I could say about Spawn.
And
Yeah,
yeah, he
Spawn.
got what?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Fresh. Just want to say that I think Spawn he's super bad and badass and both and like you said with Keith David, he makes Spawn perfect because of that voice.
Hmm.
Well, not just because of that, but because of his whole arsenal of abilities, and he is also a DLC character in Mortal Kombat 11.
That's
And
why I just said.
yeah, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part. But I just want to say him. I actually did play a Spawn in MK11, and honestly, it is phenomenal. And I didn't actually know he was voiced by Keith David until I like saw him at an event at a gaming event with Ed Boon.
Hmm, that's pretty
And
interesting.
another thing, Christian, he didn't die in the war. He got killed. Like his friend was ordered to kill him by his boss, and that's what caused him to go to hell because of all the people, innocent
Oh,
people he killed. Because not only was he a soldier, but an assassin.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot.
yeah, that's
So
true. I heard in
thank you
one of
for
the
clearing
intro
One at a
dialogues.
time, please.
that.
Yeah, okay, Christian, thank you. And
Yeah, and thank you, Fresh, for clearing that up for me. Would you count Mega Mind?
Well, of course. Yeah.
All right, so I'll go ahead and
yeah, I guess
explain it
we
to
could
you.
since we saw the ending of it. So yeah, that's it technically counts.
All right. So, yes, Megamind is a blue alien of an unknown species. When he was a baby, this is kind of a similar situation for Superman. His planet was not actually about to explode. It's actually about to go into a wormhole, and then so his parents sent him out in space, just like uh, Superman's parents were. But besides that, another alien came by, which is exactly like Superman, named Metro Man, or like before that, it was like not Metro Man's first. So when he's coming down to Earth, he's about to go to a nice mansion until baby Metro Man hit him and went actually into a prison instead. So he was actually raised by prisoners and whatnot, even sporting prisoner clothing. He was trying to fit in, make some friends, but over time, Metro Man in his youth actually became popular than him, and so he decided to become evil, and he became the arch nemesis of Metro Man, and he became a villain ever since. And then he actually has a plan to like kill him, and it actually worked. And he actually took over the city until he actually felt lonely and decides to create his own a superhero named Titan using a random news reporter. But over time, he actually became a super villain. So Megamind tries to stop Titan, but he almost failed until he actually defeated him, and that's where he decides to become a hero.
And yes, like
Yeah,
I is one of the more sympathetic characters, but you do kind of like feel for him about like once you defeated your enemy, like what else is left to do? One of the one of those rare occasions where
It's kind of like the latest Scooby Doo movie I watched, which I hated, called Trick or Treat Scooby Doo, where the gang I finally reprehended the one who was behind all the villainous costumes, and a year has passed and they haven't had a mystery, so they actually felt left out. So, but
oh
yeah, Megamind is really interesting character, one of my favorite movies, and voiced by Will Ferrell. He did really awesome.
yes.
Excuse me, pardon. All right, next one.
Right,
Jean Grey. Fresh?
What?
Do you want to explain about Jean Grey?
All right, but Bobby, like, what were you trying to say?
I was saying Will Ferrell was in Trick or Treat Scooby Doo.
No. You got that mixed up. He's in Megamind.
Oh yeah, Megamind. Yeah, he played Megamind. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is a real backwards Superman movie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we just got that. We cleared that out. Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, I did enjoy it.
Anyway, not really so much with Jean Grey, but okay. So her main powers were telepathy and telekinesis. They manifested. Yes, her powers were manifested when she was in her childhood. When her childhood friend was hit by a car. She was. Let's see. Of course, she's in a relationship with Cyclops, a love triangle with both Cyclops and Wolverine. And let's see. While being part of the X-Men, she somehow gained the powers of the Phoenix. Phoenix became much more powerful, and it didn't really turn out well. That's all that I know about.
Well, here's what I remember from the movie. So, in X-Men 3, Magneto and X actually visited her when she was a kid, and talked about her powers being telekinesis. But the second movie, she went through a coma through her powers, and over time, it started taking over, and she became evil. And she was forcibly killed by Wolverine. But in the reboot, X-Men Dark Phoenix, we actually learned about her powers. So, her parents and her were like driving somewhere, I don't know where, but they're listening on the radio and stuff, and she was actually mentally changing the radio, and she was hearing light noises probably because of the radio, and she's saying stop, and she's doing stop, and she made the whole car flip over and made the dad go to the hospital, but actually killed the mother. So years later, aliens came by, actually captured her, want to like use her powers for evil and whatnot. She still losing control, but later she started to learn how to use it and whatnot, and she actually left the X-Men.
That's really sad.
Yeah. Well, it's all over the place. So some people don't like the reboot of X-Men because the timelines are pretty out of place. I didn't really like the Dark Phoenix movie that much, especially what happened to one of the X-Men members, which I'm not going to mention because none of you probably never seen it.
Well, if you be specific.
Dark Phoenix.
Well, no. Like I heard that was like bad, so I refused to watch that.
All right. Alrighty. Next one, Black Adam. Never saw the movie, but I know who the character is. So he is a villain of Captain Marvel, aka Shazam, whatever you want to prefer. So before Shazam, he was actually a student of the Wizard who was responsible of the powers of Shazam. But over time, he actually wanted more power and became evil and whatnot, and he was banished. But later, Shazam clashed onto him, and he became villains with him ever since. He has the same powers as Shazam, but not unlike Shazam, he doesn't go from a boy to a man. He's just like a different man. It's just aggressive powers of a. It's very confusing, but yeah, I think he's a pretty interesting supervillain. And the movie version with Dwayne Johnson, I haven't seen again, but yeah, back then I'm still pretty interesting villain.
I really got to see that movie.
I've seen multiple trailers and whatnot. Also, hello, Joy Cross. So yeah. Also, should we talk about Cream?
No, not really, because even though she is technically a hero, but she doesn't really quite do all that much.
Yeah, that's true. So that's a skip there.
You want
All
to
right.
say she's like a one-time sidekick or something?
No, she's
And
not a one-time sidekick. She's
Or
just
so,
like,
I don't
well,
know, or just a friend who
yes,
helps out.
yes, she's just really nice.
all right.
Look,
Next
what's wrong?
one. Huh?
What's wrong? Yeah, something wrong?
No. Wait. Did I put it down? Oh, there it is. Wait. Dark Game. I don't know if I should talk about that. Should I?
I mean, it's your decision. Like,
no.
aren't you a fan?
Wait,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I'd be alright. But pass. Next one, Miles Morales. So yeah, and a mental of the other Spider-Man who actually got killed. There are many variations of how he got killed and whatnot. And other variations, he's still
Yeah.
alive, and Miles takes a mental anyway. So I got to assume an Ultimate Spider-Man where Peter actually went in another dimension where a Spider-Man died and a different Spider-Man was involved, or as he is called, Kid Arachnid. But in other meaning, he's still called Spider-Man. So Miles Morales, he developed powers over a spider, just like, of course, Spider-Man. And he is trying to learn how to do the ropes and whatnot. And over time, he started getting used to it and whatnot. And he actually used to wear a spider suit just like Spider-Man, but he actually revented it in his own colors, being black and red, which I really dig. And yeah, he's a pretty awesome Spider-Man, I must say.
Yes, he's one of the best people to take up the mantle of Spider-Man, and I do like how he has two additional powers like invisibility and like his Venom Blast.
And my favorite part during the battle between him and Kingpin and Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse.
That's not even
N2. I'm sorry, it came out wrong. N2. Okay, so into the Spider-Verse, it was about between him and Kingpin, and he'll defeated until he did one last attack, which is the thing that taught by his dead uncle, which is the hand on the shoulder, and he actually used his Venom Blast to do it, and that was pretty awesome. So yeah, nothing else to say about Miles other than he has his own game, a sequel to the PS4 Spider-Man, and yeah, I really like that version of Miles Morales, especially his suits. My favorite is the hooded one, and it's just bad arse.
yeah, seriously, I actually have both Spider-Man Insomniac Spider-Man games on my PS4, and I can't wait to play them. I'm waiting till winter break to play them.
And I can't wait for the new Spider-Man game come out next year.
Yeah, because you get to play as both of them, and I've seen gameplay of it. It was really cool.
And I heard that Venom's gonna be in it.
Yeah, we all know that.
All right, next one, fresh suggested.
Of course.
Yes. So he started out as Dave Lazuski, an ordinary teenager who was obsessed with comic books, superheroes, whatever you want to put it. He questions how it would like to be a superhero, so he bought his wetsuits, which he turned into his own super suits, and decided to go out and fight crime himself, despite possessing no powers or fighting skills or anything. So yeah, he first got jumped by a couple of thugs who were trying to either steal a car or were spraying painting graffiti, either depending from the movie or comics. But anyway, he got stabbed and hit by a car that caused him to be hospitalized, and some of his bones are replaced with metal plates, which caused him to take punishment like a champ. Like if we were to hurt him, he would just not really feel it at all. So later on, he then meets his sidekick, hit girl who is much more better at fighting crime and is much more violent, and they just decide to go, defend the city as much as they can. It's really graphic and gruesome and vulgar. It's so crazy.
Wow. I
Yeah.
did not know he was replaced with metal parts. So he's basically a Terminator.
No, dude. I mean, like, I don't know if that was supposed to be some kind of joke, but his bones were replaced with adamantium plates. Because
I know, but I'm just gonna call him basically Terminator. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting origin. All right, next one,
Actually,
Ant-Man.
when I think of adamantium, I think of Wolverine's claws.
Okay, of course. And Black Panther and Captain America. Don't forget that.
That's
All right,
okay.
so Ant-Man. The only thing I remember about him, like watching a little bit of the movie, that he's actually a criminal and he's been like on house arrest multiple times until he what?
I was just agreeing with you. But there are other universes where he's like this one you're describing. He's just like, a common criminal thief, and
just say that just say that he's talking about the version of Scott Lang, because there's multiple different kinds of Ant-Man.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
saying I was saying this one, this Ant-Man, like the first, like one of the Ant-Mans I've seen, he's a genius, so almost like Hank. But this one, I know what you're talking about. Also,
Yeah.
I did see the trailer for Quantumania. It was great.
Oh, there's actually a new movie?
Yes.
Yeah, there's going to be a third one coming out. There's a trailer of it.
I did not know that. All right, so anyway, so this version I'm talking about is Hank. So yeah, like I said, he's a criminal until he like met the original Ant-Man.
Yeah, you're talking about the wrong guy. Like you said Hank, but the original is Hank. The one you're talking about is Scott.
Oh,
Scott is the criminal.
Can you
Scott
explain
Lang,
for me, because
the
I
second
can't.
Ant-Man, I'll clear it up.
All right.
What he's saying, dear viewers, he's talking about Scott Lang Ant-Man, and the original Ant-Man was Hank Pym, who also made Pym particles. Now you may continue, Christian.
All right. Yeah. So, I didn't really watch the movie fully to understand, but all I know is that so he somehow got a student. I don't know if he stole it one night, but he discovered that it can actually shrink him like an ant, hinting why is it called Ant-Man in the first place. So, besides the powers that can shrink, he actually has super strength. So yeah, when he's small, he can punch hard. And also, he can actually grow in size like a giant. So yeah, and many media he is known as Giant Man, which actually makes sense. And he's a pretty interesting hero, I must say. Being a part of the Avengers and whatnot, and I have nothing else to say, so that's it.
I really like Ant-Man. The Scott Lang version. I mean, Hank as Ant-Man was alright, but I really do like the one with Scott, especially in the movies. He was really quirky and funny.
Alrighty, next one, Wasp.
I can't really remember much.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Oh shoot. Oh boy, this is gonna be tough. Okay, so it's not really a girl version of Ant-Man, sort of, but she's more like a winged insect more than an ant. What?
Yeah, winged insect, and also Ant-Man's partner.
Yeah, and anyway, so yeah, I don't remember what her name is, but
Hope Van Dyne.
Yes, thank you, Hope Van Dyne, and yeah, like you said, a partner of Ant-Man, and actually, in media, she is actually married to Ant-Man, so, and they actually had a son. Yeah.
No, I was saying, "Aw, that's cute."
Yeah, they actually had a son. So anyway, like the same powers as Ant-Man, being called Wasp. That's all I got to say. Because I don't have any other information besides that.
Yeah, she's really cool. I didn't know that they had a son in the future. Uh, all I know is
Yes.
that all I know so far is that Cassie is going to be teaming up with them.
Okay, I don't know who that
Um,
is.
Cassie Lang, the daughter of Scott Lang.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
anyway, Fresh, do you have any information on Wasp?
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Let's just go back here and. Okay, she along with Scott were part of the original they were part of the original Avengers, which included Iron Man, Thor, and Hulk. Cap wasn't there at the time, so let's see.
Wait, is that the one from Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the show?
I mean, well, from the original source material.
Okay, I'm just like asking because it made me thought
From
of
the
it.
source, that's all I can know about. Like, I don't really know much about Janet again, but it's just been a while.
All right.
Oh, you said Janet.
Next one, X-23.
Yep.
So yes, so she is the clone and later adoptive daughter of Wolverine, created to be the perfect killing machine. For years, she proved herself a capable assassin working for an organization called the Facility. And a series of tragedies eventually led her to Wolverine and the X-Men, where she attended school at the X-Men Mansion and became the member of X-Force. And it's later revealed that she is not a clone, but the biological daughter of Wolverine. And like her father, she possesses the same powers as him, including some adamantium bones in her hands and feet. And after after Wolverine died, like she took up the mantle of Wolverine.
Yeah, that was like the plot to Logan. So I got introduced her in X-Men Evolution, and yes, she is a clone, but by Hydra, or is responsible for that. So there are actually 22 clones of her, but she's the 23rd. So yeah, while growing up, she was being trained and whatnot, being an assassin, and she didn't make a lot of friends because of her temper. And then growing up as a I don't know, like bid teens or whatnot, but yeah, like she found out like her power origins and starts to take down each of the X-Men before actually taking down Wolverine in a battle. But she ran off in episode, but she appears in actually season 4, which I haven't seen, but I have heard she has reappeared. And what shocked me to find out that Andrea Lemon voiced her, who's known as Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
Yes, and she did awesome.
Yeah, and I didn't even know as that was her. I didn't recognize that voice. She did pretty interesting, but when she reappeared in season 4, I heard she was voiced by a different actress.
Oh.
But anyways, yeah, I think she's a pretty interesting character. But when I was younger, I mistook Bloody Deathstrike and X2 as X-23 because of the same abilities, but that was just me being an idiot. But yeah.
Anyway, the first time I saw X-23 was in the game Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where she was voiced by Tara Strong.
Right. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. And then I did see the movie Logan, honestly.
I mean, I get what they're going for, but I personally didn't like Logan. I prefer the other X-Men movies, including X-Men Origins Wolverine. All right, next one. And thank you for putting that down, Feather Guardian, because I was about to put it down because it's my profile picture. Firefly. So yeah, Firefly became my favorite ever since the Batman 2004, voiced by Jason Marsden, which is where this came from. So, he is one of Batman's most notorious villains. And Batman the animated series, he was like a friend of this famous model or actress or singer. I can't remember, but yeah, over time, like he came obsessed with fire for some reason, and he actually put on a suit along with a torch and dubbed himself Firefly, resembling a bug. But and Batman 2004. Can't really remember that much, but he looks a lot more like a firefly, and it also has fire powers as well. But episodes later, an accident happened that made him all nuclear heat, and he named him something else. Can't remember that either. But yeah, Firefly is one of my favorite Batman villains, and yeah, I think he's pretty awesome.
I'm glad to
I
hear.
think, yeah, I think Firefly he is interesting uh, and it truly is a pyromaniac, and I did I did like fighting him in both Arkham Origins and Arkham Knight.
Oh, that's cool. All right, next one, Huntress DC. So,
Yeah,
not much about her origin as I remember, or when I watched Justice League Unlimited, but I do know that she is a powerless superheroine or anti-hero or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
superhero ending.
yeah, hero. But she doesn't always like follow the rules. Like she actually got disbanded, or like fired from the team because of her rule breaking and whatnot. So her main weapon of choice is a crossbow and whatnot. And I thought she was all right, but but yeah, Huntress also appearing in Batman Brave the Bold, being a good friend of Batman, and Blue Beetle at developing the crush on her because of how hot she is.
yeah, I remember that from Batman Brave and the Bold, honestly.
Yeah.
And Huntress, I think she's not bad of a character. She's all right.
Yeah.
She was really
All right.
good in Birds of Prey.
Right. Oh yeah, I've heard of Birds. She's in Birds of Prey. But
Yeah, that's
only in the
true.
movie.
That's
But
true.
it's a team in general called Birds of Prey and a DC franchise. But anyways, next one, Livewire. I actually discovered this origin while starting watching Batman. Jesus Christ, Superman the animated series. So yeah, she is known as Leslie Willis before, and she was actually a radio host, and she was talking trash about Superman, thinking what a chump he is, and she started having her own show and whatnot, and thunderstorm habit, not thunderstorm. What I think it was raining or something like that, and a lightning strike near her through some electrical equipment, and resulted in an explosion and made her skin light blue and hair blue, really blue. And she went to the hospital and she discovered she had electrical powers, and so she started using them against Superman, which is strange. Why I don't know why he's actually weak against electricity. He should be strong, but that's what they wanted to go for. So she is one of Superman's strongest villains to fight, and her only weakness is like being shorted out by water, of course. But yeah, I think she's a pretty interesting villain. Oh, bless you. What? Oh, there's just something.
Or someone sneeze?
Oh, I thought you sneezed.
No, I was
Anyway.
chuckling. But
Oh, you're chuckling.
I never. Yeah, because I don't know. I just never saw much of her, and I thought she was like ridiculous for a while when I first saw her. But I just haven't seen like much of Livewire in like Superman's adventures, so didn't really face that by me. She wasn't.
Mm.
What I'm saying is, I don't find her much intimidating.
Well, I still think she's pretty intimidating for a supervillain. But anyways, next one, Nightcrawler.
Yeah. All right. So, yes, and okay. So he was first shown by fleeing a murderous mob in a German town. They tried to kill him, but Xavier showed up and saved them at the last minute and became part of the X-Men. But his true origin revealed that he was like while he was a baby, Mystique, when she was young, she was running from from an angry mob. She turned herself into a woman and cast. She turned into a woman to fool the angry mob, and she threw baby Nightcrawler into the river. While he was until he was eventually found by a gypsy woman who adopted him as part of her children. And let's see here. To discipline Nightcrawler from ever acting, cowardly, he was made to be one of the circus' finest acrobats. And during an act, when his sister fell, he discovered his ability to teleport, and saved her life. And that's really all that I can remember from. And he's just one of the best X-Men members and one of my personal favorite X-Men characters.
Huh. Wow. That's awesome. Of course, I got this gym in X2. And he's being controlled by William Stryker. Yeah.
No, he was controlled by Magneto to kill the president.
Oh, I thought he was controlled by Xavier, because remember he has those chemical stuff that mind control them. That's what happened with Lady Deathstrike. Because in one scene you could tell that she was like turned back to normal and realizing who she was until William put those stuff on her neck and made her back in control.
Well, yes, but believe me, it did say that it was Magneto.
All right, let's see. What's another talk about? Aqualad. So I don't really know a lot about him, but I have gotten just him in both Teen Titans 2003 and Young Justice. So in Teen Titans, he is a young boy, a teen with water powers and ability to talk to fish. And Raven and Starfire developed a crush on him, and so he became a valuable member of a team and have his own team called Teen Titans East. And the Young Justice version, he's like African American and he has electrical powers and whatnot. And I thought he was pretty awesome as a kid. But what are your thoughts, Fresh?
Yeah, everything what you said, it's just like one of the lesser. I did like how he was portrayed in Teen Titans and in Justice. Young Justice, I'll probably pick up as soon as I can.
Yeah. Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I think he's not only is he very skillful, but I think him having a photoreflective memory was pretty cool. Like that fact about him, I found very interesting.
Yeah, it's just kind of like reminds me of me. So yeah, while he can't duplicate anyone's powers, he can predict their moves and learn how to predict what they will do in a certain situation. But the only person that he can't whose moves that he can't predict is Deadpool.
Yeah, because you know how Deadpool is.
Yeah, he's very random.
And
Does that sound familiar?
But anyway, I wish there was and I wish there was a hero who was like that, who had a photoreflective memory like Taskmaster, and can help out. Except he's he's an assassin or mercenary.
Okay.
Yeah, I did play as him in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and saw him in some other form of media like Ultimate Spider-Man.
Which how I got just to him.
And the Spider-Man 2018 video game.
And what really upset me and fans that in Black Widow, the movie, that instead of a man playing as Taskmaster, it's actually a woman.
Well, there are universes where there is where there is a familiar villain who's the opposite gender, like with Perfect Peter, they have Olivia Octavius.
Right.
Yeah, well, point.
Yeah, from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Right.
But yeah, and same with Ghost, like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Hmm.
Yeah, we might get to that soon. But I just didn't mind that because I didn't want to be like too disrespectful for with the people's decision on that.
Hmm.
But overall, what are your thoughts on Taskmaster and how he works? And and one more thing, we don't know who he actually is. He never shows his real face.
Okay, his real name is Tony Masters.
Tony Masters?
Yes.
Oh my god. Wait, where'd you find that information?
Watch
Watch,
Mojo.
watch, oh. Figured. But
Hmm.
yeah, I remember watching that years ago, but I actually forgot. But yeah, him and Ultimate Spider-Man, I thought he was a pretty interesting villain, and Clancy Brown voicing him, he did really spot on. So kudos to
I
him.
agree.
Yeah. All right, next one, Supergirl, the cousin of Superman. So like
Kara.
Superman, she was sent from Krypton, but there are many changes. Like in Superman the animated series, she was found on a dead planet where she was in stasis, and she was a teenager then, and she learned about her powers and actually stayed on his own hometown. And she started idolizing Superman and even sporting her own shirt with a look on it. But as time passed, she started having her own suit. It's like his, but with a midriff instead. And then in Injustice 2, with Brainiac being the main villain, he actually started destroying Krypton, and uh, Supergirl was like still a teenager, and Clark was still a baby, and she was like sitting in the pod, and she actually saw um, Clark go to Earth and her separately to Earth, and she was in stasis for I don't know how many years. So that's why she's technically older than him since she was like in stasis for that long. But yeah, I do
Yeah.
like Supergirl. She's pretty interesting. So yeah,
I agree. Yes, and I do also like the other version. Like Power Girl.
yeah, I've heard of that version, or that's her older version.
Yeah, I've seen that too. And also, I feel like, yeah, to me, Kara, she's a well-rounded out, well thought out character. I think she's like more well-rounded and optimistic in some ways, and I really like her, like the relationship that her and her cousin have, Cal. It's really nice, and I did enjoy playing. I did like playing a Supergirl in Injustice 2. And
Cool.
wait, did you guys know that Power Girl is a premiere skin for Supergirl?
I do know that. That's
Yes.
how I knew about her in the first place.
Well, I saw it like in a show. I think it was in the Superman show, I believe, or some that she was. I think it was Power Girl was created by Lex Luthor.
Hmm. Alrighty. Next one,
Like
Red
like
Hulk.
she's yeah.
Um, not really know about Hulk, but I do know that this is actually Thunderbolt Ross as him. So I don't know how he became like this in the first place, but I do know that he's actually a villain of Hulk, or it's being a villain of him before he turned like that. But and media such as the show Hulk Agents of Smash, he's actually a friend of Hulk's and has his own team called Smash. So yeah, and he has the same powers as Hulk, but here's a twist. He actually when he gets angry, his skin turns red hot, and he actually uses arming weapons such as guns and whatnot. And yeah, he's pretty interesting. And Clancy Brown voicing him in the show. I thought he did really good.
Yeah, same here. I also saw Hulk and Agents of Smash. It was one of my favorite Marvel shows.
Hmm. All right, next one, Scarlet Witch. So yeah, I got just to Scarlet. I don't remember if I got just to Superhero Squad years ago, but in Avengers: Age of Ultron, I saw it got really excuse me, where like she has a brother named Quicksilver, and they're working under Ultron and attacking against the Avengers until like they decide to join the Avengers. And after Quicksilver died, she became a member of the Avengers, and she is pretty powerful and whatnot. And she has like magical powers. Like for example, she can manipulate your mind to seeing things, different dreams and whatnot. And yeah, she's a pretty interesting hero. Like either a villain or a hero, depending on which media it is. But I still think she's pretty neat.
Yeah, she is neat, and I did feel bad and sad for what happened, for how much she has been through from in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I heard about what happened there, but I prefer not to watch that.
You didn't see it? Oh, man.
No, because
The
I heard a lot of bad stuff about it.
oh,
Hmm.
I bet you would like appreciate the visuals and some of the characters that, like even one character that I never knew about.
Hmm. All right, next one, Hawkeye. I'll let first talk about him.
All right, just gonna find someone. All I know is that like many like he's one of the few rare occasions where the hero starts out as a bad guy, tried to become some assassin, some like assassin until he turned to the Avengers, and that's all I know.
Hmm. I got introduced to him. Well, I didn't know that he was in Thor, but I really got introduced to him in Avengers 2012, where he was a member of Shield until he got brainwashed by Loki with the Mind Stone, and then later he was back in control and became part of the Avengers. He's basically the Marvel version of Green Arrow. But of course, unlike Green Arrow, he's not rich, but he's still a valued member of the team, appearing in many media, having a love interest with Black Widow. Yeah, and he actually had himself a family as well. So he actually has his own series on Disney Plus, but I don't know if that's still going on.
Yeah, me neither. But I like Hawkeye. He is also one of my favorite Marvel heroes. And I I first saw him in Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and then watched him more in Avengers Assemble. And Troy Baker does a good job for him. I like it.
Hmm. All right, next one, Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Yes, he's so yes. In that year, Miguel O'Hara was born as a child prodigy turned super genius, and let's see, he tried to replicate the DNA of the original Spider-Man, Peter Parker, but let's see. Let's see. He accidentally wound up getting some spider DNA of himself of that got poured onto him or into him. I'm gonna say like you get the idea. So he became the Spider-Man of 2099 with the same abilities as Peter, but some new additions like razor sharp talons on his hands and feet that lets him crawl along walls. This paralyzing bite. Let's see, heightened senses and like a web-like cape that can let him glide. And
Wait,
yep.
just want to say I did not know he had a paralyzing bite. I know about the web wings and the claws, but that one I did not know.
Web cape.
Also, here's someone at the backstage. I can see who this is.
Wait,
Oh, it's Stellan Gemstone. Okay, she is muted, so she's probably not gonna speak. She's probably shy.
wait, so
Okay.
how did?
Yep.
Okay.
But here's Spider Kevin. Hey,
Hey
Spider
guys,
Kevin.
and of course I chose this as my profile pic.
That's cool.
You're
How's it going?
No, you're the
Good.
imposter. No, you are the imposter. It keeps going on forever. Anyway, I want to ask, like, how do you guys feel about 2099 Spider-Man, and where did you first see him?
Okay,
Um,
Wait, I'll go
Oh,
first.
I know 2099 since the game Shattered Dimension.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I have that game and I played it. It was great, and also I think he's really cool. I even liked him in uh, Ultimate Spider-Man with the CGI looking universe, and
yeah, that's how I got introduced to him.
yeah, for me, yes, I did get to know about him in Spider-Man: Shattered Dimensions, but more in Ultimate Spider-Man, and then he just became one of the many awesome Spider people that I got to know him.
I mean,
Yeah.
literally, I literally
yeah,
know every single spider people like the back of my hand.
Really,
more like the back of the web.
But yeah, wait, what's in front of chat? Just to
um,
inform, yeah, I muted my mic because I'm watching over a puppy. Oh, okay.
Aw.
And of course, I chose the profile, and of course, my profile pic I chose now is based on the old cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So
wait up.
yeah, I do like 2099 Spider-Man, the future version of Spider-Man. But yeah, I think he's pretty interesting. He's not my favorite, but I still think he's cool. I like the design of him. So yeah, I can't wait to see him in the future movie in 2023 across the Spider-Verse. So that would be
Mm-hmm.
interesting to watch.
same.
All right, next
Yeah,
one,
I can't wait.
Deadshot. I got introduced to him and Suicide Squad, of course, being played by Will Smith. So yeah, he is known for not missing a shot. So um, I don't know how that could be, but he just doesn't miss. He can like ricochet, he doesn't miss. He can calculate wherever the bullet is going to land and whatnot, and he's pretty formidable. He has so many guns. He also has wrist guns and built in him, and he's really cool, especially in Justice 2. That's why I like about him. He has a daughter, but he's been jailed many times, so he barely got to see her and whatnot. That's all I know, sort of about him. So yeah,
Same. I first got introduced to him I think it was in Batman Arkham City.
Yeah, same.
I've heard of it. He was in that one.
And
Yeah.
Batman
So
was
yeah, what do you think about him, Fresh?
well, a guy introduced him in Batman: The Brave and the Bold. I'm kind of like, hey, look at this. This guy is kind of almost like either Deadshot or Bullseye, or
Hmm.
so that's what I think of him. He's like a
All
discount version of Deadshot and Bullseye. I mean, Deathstroke and Bullseye.
But yeah, anyways, next one, She-Hulk. So I got introduced her, and Hulk and just Smash. She is Hulk's cousin. Unlike Hulk, she doesn't like get angry and whatnot. She actually is in full control of herself. So I forgot what the situation was. I think she's going on through some kind of disease until like Bruce Banner donated his blood to her, and that's how she became She-Hulk. And this series on Disney Plus called She-Hulk: Attorney at Law. She is a lawyer, and she uses her Hulk powers for an advantage of that. So, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I only know. Well, I did see the show, but I first got introduced to She-Hulk from the comics.
So,
I
how are you
don't.
guys doing all today? We're doing good, Zelen. Thank you for asking. But yes, I think she's pretty interesting. Next one, Spider Ham.
Nice.
So I got this one in Ultimate Spider-Man where Peter went to different spider-related dimensions. This one was like Looney Tune like, and he met a talking pig. He envisioned himself as Peter Porker, which is a pig version of Peter Parker. And of course, he got introduced not a radioactive spider, just a regular spider, and he developed spider powers and whatnot. And it became pretty comical. And in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, he's like Deadpool, breaking the fourth wall, but that's any like cartoon can do, like break the fourth wall and stuff. And his powers is related to Looney Tunes, like using a hammer coming out of nowhere, whatnot. And yeah, I think he's a pretty funny character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is very funny. I first saw him at the end cutscene of Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions,
Oh,
and then later on.
I was about to say that because, yeah, he show up at the like as an Easter egg of like in the background of Shattered Dimension, and he show up
Yeah,
at the end
yeah,
credits of that.
right when Peter said, "Is that a cartoon pig?"
Yeah.
And yeah, in Ultimate Spider-Man, that is really that's really hilarious. And with him into the Spider-Verse, I was gonna say that's just a basic cartoon in physiology or something.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's all, folks. Is he allowed to say that? I mean, legally?
Well, I mean, yeah, because he has said it in To the Spider-Verse. So
That
No,
was
that was a quote. That was a quote.
yeah. All right, next one, Daredevil.
He's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I really haven't like seen the movie. Wait, wasn't a project. And I've got Senior Pig as Kimiko Choho Miko. Okay, and my actual name is Sakura Lily. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, Daredevil. Like I said, never seen the movie, but I have seen a clip. Like, a young boy saw a man about to get run over by a truck full of toxic chemicals, but he got affected by it and started making him blind as a child. And then over time, he starts becoming a superhero, a blind superhero, and he calls himself Daredevil. And he doesn't really have powers other than like using his hearing as his senses, but he also uses like batons and whatnot to fight crime. That's all I know about him.
Fun fact about Daredevil. Do you know that his actual origin is actually the same? It's actually been used for the Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
What?
Yes, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles borrowed the story element from Daredevil because the radioactive chemicals that blinded him were used to create the turtles.
Oh, really?
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Huh. That is odd, I must say. But I guess it could work. All right, next one, Nick Fury. So there are two different versions, a white one and a black version, of course, played by Samuel Jackson. I don't really know about the white version that much. I only know about the black version, so I'll talk about him. Or yeah, I'll talk about him.
I know both versions. The white Nick Fury, he's the father of the Nick Fury we all know today.
Yeah, because apparently
that's why he's called like that's why he was called like Nick Fury Senior. That's what I've heard from one of
Hey,
my
Blitz.
friends back in the day.
So yeah,
Professor.
so yeah, the Samuel Jackson version. Not much I know about him, but I only know that he is the responsible for creating the Avengers, and he is the leader of all Shield and whatnot. And he's pretty interesting a character. I really love how Samuel Jackson portrayed as him, and yeah, he's a pretty serious man and whatnot. And yeah, all I can say is that he's just pretty badass.
Yes.
But yeah, all right. Next one. What the heck is Widowmaker?
From Overwatch.
Oh,
I
never
don't
mind.
know much about Overwatch, so
Me neither. That's okay. So skip.
What's
I barely
Um,
played that game, so I have no clue.
I don't. I've only seen some characters and know their names. By the way, you guys remember this meme?
what?
What did you got? That's I don't know. That's from that over exaggerated Japanese fellow. But his saying was just so funny it became a meme.
Okay.
All right. Next one is Star-Lord.
Yay!
So I gotta assume in Ultimate Spider-Man, he had different design than the one we know.
Because
I said
I'm about to
same.
say something that I got introduced to Star Lord since Earth's Mightiest Hero. You know that show?
Yeah, I never watched it.
Oh, I
When they
didn't
have like
see him in there.
yeah they have like the Guardians dress designed more into the comics version.
Yeah, but so yeah, I got just him in Ultimate Spider-Man. Like I said, different design, but in Guardians of the Galaxy had a different design. So as a boy, his mom had developed a brain tumor, and he was like scared to talk to her for some reason, and so he didn't say or a goodbye or hold her hand before she died, and I really didn't like that scene because of that, and so he ran away, and he got captured by unknown alien ship. So years later, he became Star Lord, and the one who captured him was a guy named crap, what's that blue guy's name?
Yondu.
What, Yondu?
Yes, thank you, guys. Yandu. So yeah, he's basically in a way he's his adopted father in a way. So yeah, Star Lord wasn't really a hero back then. He's like a thief and whatnot, and so he made other members that came to the Guardian Galaxy, which is Gamora, a green skinned woman, uh, Rocket Raccoon, which is an alien raccoon experiment. Hates being called raccoon, and then a giant plant like a creature called Groot, which all he says is "I am Groot." So, and then it's the Ironfine villain named
Ronan the Accuser.
yes, I'm about to say it's some of the accuser, but thank you again, Ronan the Accuser. He's about to take over the world with the Space Stone, and then they defeat him, and they band together, comes up the Guardians of the Galaxy. So, yeah, Star Lord.
Wait. Are you talking about the movie? You said
Yes.
Space Stone. No, that was the Power Stone.
Oh my God, I'm so confused. I got the stones mixed up, didn't I?
Yeah,
Probably.
God
unfortunately.
darn it. Okay,
The
so
Space Stone was in Captain America, then Avengers.
oh, oops. Oh,
Yeah.
son of a.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thanos is gonna
It's
get me
okay.
for this. Anyway, yeah. So the Power
He's gonna
Stone is what I meant to
snap.
say, not the Space Stone. So, yeah, after that was taken care of, they were band together as Guardians of the Galaxy, and yeah, Star Lord, a pretty interesting character. Jumping to 80s music or whatnot. Um,
Oh.
oh, I'm sure he'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I like Star Lord. He is a good leader, and also he's really funny. Oh, by the way,
yeah.
dance off, bro. Me and you.
Uh,
That's what he said to Ronan. Yeah, I think I liked it. I did see the Guardians of the Galaxy TV series on Disney XD, and I enjoyed it.
hmm. All right. Let's see. What's another I could talk about? Hmm.
And now and just recently, I saw the trailer for the new Christmas special they're gonna have.
I
Oh
saw that.
yeah, I've heard about that.
I saw that too.
And I was like, I didn't expect that they're gonna have Kevin Bacon in it.
Kevin Bacon, huh? When
Yeah,
the hell
Kevin
he's
Bacon's
gonna?
in it. He's the real deal, man. Star Lord loves
I
him.
know. I know who Kevin is, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
Anyway, next one is Nova. So,
Nova, the
uh,
human rocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he
he's
calls
a bit.
himself.
He and a group called the Nova Corps. It's basically a Marvel version of Green Lantern Corps. So I got
Mhm.
just through him in Ultimate Spider-Man, where he is a part of Spider-Man's team. So he has cosmic powers. And he is actually a trainee of Rocket. He's actually mentored him and stuff in that show. So, and I don't know anything else about him other than that, those powers and whatnot, and that's basically it. And the fact that I didn't know that there's actually a team, a company called Nova Corps, and so it's just the character called Nova, kind of like Green Lantern. All right, next one. Let's see.
Yeah, Nova. He is interesting, and I did like his time on Ultimate Spider-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy show.
Hmm.
Plus, I also like that. Wait, do you remember what? Wait, do you know what that Nova's name is?
No.
Sam Alexander.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, yeah, and also funny fact, he's afraid of rabbits.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that. It's been a while.
Yeah, yeah. Do cameras work here?
What?
I'm saying quotes. Like Peter was
Oh,
like,
I didn't want to see
yeah,
it again. All right, hang on a minute.
do cameras
I
work
got you,
here?
fam. All right. All right, there you go, fresh. All right,
I'm just
since I
reliving some old memories.
all right, so well, since I
Um,
did that, I'll wait for him to come back in.
alright.
See next computer. Tornado, steel.
Oh,
Okay, I see. Like, you put some characters here.
and welcome back, fresh.
And I know one of them.
Yep.
All right, so next one we should talk about Red Tornado.
Yes. Oh, I know. Okay, I first got introduced to him in the Batman Brave and the Bold.
Me as well.
Yeah.
For me, was kind of is a mix between either Justice League, Young Justice, or Batman: The Brave and the Bold.
Cool. So yeah, Red Tornado. For what I can remember, he was actually created by a guy that wants use him for evil until he developed a personality. So he doesn't want to do good. So he betrayed his master and started to become his own superhero. So he's a robot with tornado powers and it's all red. So he developed his own name called Red Tornado. And I think he's pretty cool, but it's sad that in Batman Brave the Bold he's actually destroyed.
I wish that I hope I really wish that Bruce would have rebuilt him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Red Tornado. He's really cool. Even saw him more in Justice League and Justice League Action.
Yeah. All right. Next one, Steel.
Yeah.
Steel.
Wait.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Sorry. I just want to say
Yeah.
where I first saw Steel. It was when I was going to write the Superman ride at Six Flags, and then I saw some trivia about him. But yeah, you can tell me. but you can tell us the information because I forgot about it. But
All
I do remember what he looks like is that when I saw him with like he's like he holds like a hammer, and I was like, oh my god, he's holding Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've
I first saw him in just like Unlimited, but how I really got know him was in Superman the Animated Series. So he was just a normal guy named John Henry Irons. He's just a chemical. A metal worker. So Superman was like having a hard time fighting a villain named Metallo. Yeah, it was Metallo. Either or, I'm mixing up, but yeah. And then there's a special suit that was made, and then he starts getting into it, and he actually is strong in that suit, and he also used a hammer to fight with it, and yeah. He is pretty awesome, I must say, and it's really good for us as Superman. But in other media, Superman actually died, and he actually took the Metro becoming Superman, but still keeping the name as Steel.
yeah. Yeah, I first got introduced to Steel from the comics, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. I have seen the movie of Steel. Yeah, he has a movie, and oh boy, can I tell you how terrible it is.
Live action or animation?
Live
It's
action.
live action.
All right.
I
Mm.
kind of forgot who plays him.
It's Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah.
I could see it, but
Well, people say that like what Kevin said, that it's really bad and he can't really act that well. It's like one of his worst movies that he did.
oh yeah, I've heard a lot, and plus, well, he's actually getting good. He's got commercials and whatnot, but yeah, well, since you say that, I may not want to watch the movie. Not disrespecting Shaquille O'Neal, but for a movie like that, when he said no, but I still like Steel and Superman the Animated Series. That's all I can say. All right, Blitz, you want to talk about Professor Poopy Pants?
Look, yeah,
Fine.
I'll take care of it. Let me just do one thing
Fine.
real quick.
Talk about Professor Poopy Pants Blitzy.
Oh, he went again.
Oh.
I just want to say one more thing
Alright,
about
Blitzy,
Steel
we get
that
it. You want to talk about Professor Poopy Pants. We get it.
yeah, we know where he's we know where he's from, right, fellas?
Yep.
Yeah, we all know.
Okay, so
Let's
in
remind the
order-
viewers just in case.
Hey, Blitz.
yeah.
Okay, so basically, Professor Poopy Pants is this villain from the Captain Underpants franchise. And
Yep.
this is how, yeah, it was the books I got introduced to him, but I didn't expect him to have what was it? What kind of accent?
What, German?
Swedish?
Oh, yeah, it was Swedish and German combined. And yeah, just him as a villain
Okay.
overall, I think he was pretty cool.
Okay, so
Well, you could
I-
explain his origin. That's what.
You want to explain it, Dan?
yeah, since you keep bugging me about it. But before that, how are you, Blitz?
Nice.
And how was your birthday yesterday?
Nice.
Cool. So yeah,
I'm glad-
Professor
I'm glad you
Poopy
had a great
Pants. He wasn't always a villain. In a flashback, he was actually like a war thing. He was like having a vision of a super toilet, and then before getting award, the awardist realized his last name is Poopy Pants and started a laugh riot, and he started getting upset about it, and that's why he wants to get rid of all laughter because of what happened and whatnot. So that's why years later he censored his name so no one else would find out until a couple kids found out what his real name was. So yeah, he's alright villain.
Yeah, I mean he's better. I mean he's better than Toilinator from Kids Next Door.
that is true. That is true.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did any of y'all watch the Captain Underpants movie?
Yeah.
I have.
Me
It was
too.
alright.
I mean, in this world, who hasn't?
Alrighty.
What's this?
Yep, that's him.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
Wait,
Domino.
His appearance, now that I'm looking at him, it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of Dr. Wily from Mega Man.
It's probably an inspiration from that.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I just read something. It's the worst Spider-Man in the multiverse. Oh, I know which one. It's a sponge cake Spider-Man.
Sponge cake Spider-Man? Who the heck is that?
It's just Spider-Man, but he doesn't fight. He just give people sponge cake, which is basically Twinkies.
Okay, that's actually stupid. Who would create a Spider-Man like that?
Hi, I'm the CEO of Spider-Man. Can I buy the rights to the Spider-Man character? If he's giving out Twinkies, he must be a nice guy. No, just kidding.
Okay then. Alright, so Domino. Not really knowing about her origin, but I do know in Deadpool 2 that she has the power of luck. And Deadpool doesn't believe that luck is a power, and they were arguing that it's not, yes it is, until she made him say yes, it is a power. And her also learned the combination for Deadpool's powerless collar and whatnot. And she also has hand-to-hand combat, and she is one of the members of the X-Men, and yeah, she's a pretty interesting character, I must say. Really how she was portrayed in the Deadpool 2 movie, so.
Yeah,
I remember seeing her in Deadpool 2. And also, just want to say, she's also, to the audience out there, she's and all you Ben 10 fans, she's basically the Marvel version of Lucky Girl. That's for them, not for you guys.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure,
how
let's
I
go
got
with that.
introduced to Domino was from the Deadpool game.
Yes, same.
That makes sense. Me too.
Yeah, I think that
was
that for me, and then the Deadpool 2.
Back then, back then when the entire world loves Deadpool.
Yeah, I didn't like Deadpool yet because I didn't really know about him until a cousin of mine told me about the movie. And I saw it and actually started to love it. And yeah, I'm actually wearing Deadpool pajamas and my first ever Deadpool sleeveless shirt. So anyway, yeah. Nice. And next one,
I even had a Deadpool shirt.
All right. I think I talked about Black Widow, didn't I?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you said the movie, but not.
Oh, I thought I did in my old stream.
You didn't.
Okay, so yeah, Black Widow. The only thing I can remember about her origin in Avengers, Age of Ultron, she was like trained to shoot guns and whatnot, and fears to kill a person. But in the movie Black Widow, she was a child and she was captured by some kind of Russian task force, something like that, and she was grown up to be an assassin, but she joined the Avengers, and she's a close friend of Iron Man and Hawkeye. And like I said, her main weapon of choice is guns and whatnot, and she's a pretty interesting superhero, even though not having powers. But Scarlett Johansson playing as her throughout the MCU, she did really spot on.
Agreed. Yes. She was excellent.
Yeah. Until sadly she died.
Yeah.
Well, she's definitely a widow now, is she now?
Oh,
come on, dude. Don't.
No.
That doesn't even.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
But
I was about to say, I don't know. Her and Hulk had a little something going on there.
Well, not anymore.
Then again, how do you explain Scar?
He probably married someone else on the planet there. I mean, how else?
Yeah, he did. He did. I saw explanation of it.
Widow means like somebody still alive, and like is there?
No. I'm talking about Scar now. Like, just talking about, because I know somebody mentioned about She-Hulk earlier.
Yeah, but she's Hulk's cousin, not wife. There's a difference. Yeah. But anyhow, Um, yeah, all I say is Black Widow is just that great, and the next one, the Lunatics.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Lunatics.
Well, let me
I
school
saw
you.
I saw clips of it. I haven't seen like a
I,
full show of it. So
I did not see that either, honestly.
Well, I'm about to school you fools. So this of course is the futuristic superhero version of the Looney Tunes, which people didn't really, people really hated it because it doesn't really mix in with the comedy, but I found it all right. So overall, it all started with these ancestors of the famous Looney Tunes, which involved like Bugs, Daffy, Lola, Taz, and Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunners. So while they were average citizens doing whatever it is that they did, a meteor struck, and this all happened in the year of 2770. I forgot the year, but a meteor struck, and when they got hit with the full force, they developed powers of their own, and then they decided to become the team called the Lunatics. And yeah, I do like how they have all the traits of their ancestors and their color assets to tell them apart. And of course, the voice acting is really nice.
I haven't seen the show either, but I wish I did because, like you said about the cast, especially like Kevin Michael Richardson and Jessica DeChico and Rob Paulsen, they did really awesome.
They did.
All right, next one, Plastic Man. So,
the
a very comical superhero in the DC franchise, not really taken seriously by the other Justice League members, but he wasn't always a superhero. He was actually a criminal. And Batman Brave and the Bold, it was revealed that he was actually like a henchman of Kite Man. And so he was like about to rob something, and he's about to get away in a chemical plant area until Batman stopped him with his Batarang, knocked him down, and he accidentally got fallen into vast of chemicals. Oh yeah, it's a rubber factory, I think. And yeah, his skin turned all melty, and then over time, he discovered they had stretchy powers. And again, over time, since he is a criminal, he had to gain Batman's trust. And since he is a criminal, but over time, he became a member of the Justice League or on his own. But yeah, he's a pretty interesting character. He has the ability to shapeshift into anything he can imagine, like and turn into a car and whatnot. And yeah, he's pretty funny character.
Yeah. Also, other fun fact: his real name is called Edward O'Brien.
I know.
Okay.
yeah,
I
I
did.
know.
I did enjoy I think like both Dana Snyder and Tom Kenny do a great job with him because
Agreed.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Plastic Man
He is
for
great,
like
and
a long time now.
Oh,
Probably like I think it was the comics I first know him.
I
It was one of
don't
the
know
comics.
when I saw him when I first saw him. I think it was Brave and the Bold, probably,
oh,
or
oh
maybe
yeah.
Lego DC.
What do you call it? Have you noticed this joke he's been doing? Like, he did this in the Batman Brave and the Bold and Scooby Doo crossover, and another movie where he's basically a chair and like people sat at him.
Yeah, I first noticed
Yeah.
that in Batman Scooby Doo
This beats
crossover.
Yeah, that movie was great.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah, I think
enjoyed
I know
it.
the. I think I know what you mean the other time. It was from the Injustice animated movie.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've seen that as well once. And what's
I
funny
didn't
about
see-
that part, like, there's a scene where he used one of his fingers as a key, and he turned to the camera and used that key as a middle finger.
I saw that clip and it made me laugh.
All right, next one, Quicksilver.
Quicksilver,
Marvel's version of the
yes.
Flash.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, the brother of Wanda, aka Scarlet Witch. Yeah, both twins. Both children of Magneto and all that. And yeah, and I want to debate this. Like, in your own opinion, who do you like better, like Evan Peters or like Eric Taylor Johnson's?
Evan Peters from X-Men Apocalypse.
All right.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, like even though it did like Evan's version, but Aaron like he did good, but I believe like Evan, yes, he probably did better, all because of the slow motion scenes. That's the best.
Yeah, I can never get
Yeah, I
tired of that
agree.
because that's just awesome. And the music that played,
Oh, by the way,
especially in X-Men Apocalypse, where it played "Sweet Dreams Are Made of This."
No. Oh wait, yeah, right. You got it right.
Yeah.
oh, by the way, guys, you did
What?
not see that coming.
And you're down. Goodbye.
You failed.
Until you get replaced in the what do you call it, the WandaVision series.
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw that clip, and I was like, "What the hell?"
But yeah, as like Bobby said, like basically a Flash, just going all fast and all that. And yeah, how I got introduced to the character before live action, it was with Superhero Squad.
Same.
I got introduced to him in not only Avengers: Age of Ultron, but X-Men Evolution, specifically season 3.
For
And
me,
yeah.
it was Age of Ultron.
Nice. And what I have to say about him, like sometimes he could go Russian and sometimes he just, talks in like normally like English and all that. But what do you prefer, like Russian or like, others?
It don't mind
I
me.
prefer him with a English accent, American accent. Watch your mom.
All right.
But anyway, next one, Mysterio.
Yes.
So
Ooh.
with Mysterio, basically, yeah, Quentin Beck, like one of Spider-Man's villains. Yeah, he was a unique villain. I especially like Jake Gyllenhaal's like version from a live action, which was pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
I first got introduced to Mysterio back when I played the Spider-Man 2 video game when they have Mysterio in it.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. I didn't play throughout to fight him. But I used to have that, but I did see on YouTube that he was in it. So yeah.
Yeah, I first got noticed to Mysterio in Spider-Man: Shattered Dimensions.
I learned more about
because
his.
he's like,
Oh,
he
go
was, the main antagonist there.
And with me, I learned more about his backstory and all that. Yeah, both live action and plus Spectacular Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I saw
And
him in Ultimate Spider-Man, and we all saw Spider-Man: Far From Home, so we know that.
I haven't.
Yep.
Oh, dude, you gotta see it, man. It's really cool.
I haven't seen
Like,
the
if you
MCU Spider-Man movies.
Wow.
Um,
Where have you been?
Yo,
got
if
that
Toby was
back.
here, you better be glad Toby's in here. I'll put some dirt in your eyes later. You'll see.
Wait. I think I.
Yeah, one of my friends really likes Bully Maguire. He's been even keep showing me memes of it and some quotes. I'm gonna put some dirt in
I
your
changed
eye.
my profile pic to which one is the imposter.
Get religion.
No, you're
why
the
don't
imposter. No, you're the imposter. Wait, this is hella sus if you ask me.
Oh, look at Gobby Jr. Gonna cry?
Wait, I wonder if someone actually did that, like a whole Spider-Man version of Among Us.
And yes,
Alright.
Blitzy, the profile pic I have for a long time now is the old cartoon Spider-Man.
I know.
With all the memes.
That's how I got to introduce
like
to Spider-Man overall.
Yeah.
We
Mhm.
like it. I first got noticed to Spider-Man through merchandise, honestly.
Makes sense. Of course, I got introduced to him through Tobey Maguire.
The longest time, I guess.
Alrighty, next one. First suggested this Mysterion South Park.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
didn't.
so-
I never saw it. Wait,
okay. Well, I'm about to explain this. So,
or maybe I did.
so in season 13, episode 2, Carmen decides to go up playing the superhero known as the Coon, which later on I found
Oh
out.
wait,
is actually,
wait a minute.
What?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. I know that Mysterion now from South Park. I even played as him in a game.
Well, great. Good. Glad to have the memory back. Okay, good. So
sorry.
So Carmen decides to take up a superhero mantle called the Coon, which I learned later on is actually a racial slur against black people because it makes sense because Carmen is racist. But while he tries to gain attention for the city it's actually another little kid superhero who's much more popular named Mysterion, a bat like this Batman sort of kid. And it later turned out to be okay. So at the end of the episode, it's revealed to be Kyle, but in actuality, it's actually Kenny. Since and and like of course his main power is immortality, like being able to not die, but everyone else just forgets because it's like the epic day kind of thing. Like, oh no, Kenny died, but it's not really important. But I'm like Kenny, he really did prove himself to be really bad arse when he's this persona. Such as protecting his little sister from this bully named like Jessica Pinkerton in one episode. Poor kid, beat her up. It was like, dang, Ken.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah, Kenny is. Yeah, he was like really protective of his family, and I'm glad. Yeah, it's glad. I think it's glad that no one knows who he is, and because not only, uh, hold on. Not only do other people know what Kenny sounds like because he always talks like, but also I think he's like a really great hero, great for South Park, and he is well. I want to say he's technically immortal because he said he can't die.
Well, yeah. Well, yes. Even though I mean, like that's what he just says that he is, but I'm like, of course, when he gets killed, he could just come back because, like, at the end of what was it, Coon
I
versus
remember. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, but wait, just in case you can remind them.
no, forget it. Since you okay, well, at the end of Coon versus Coon and Friends, it's revealed that he is literally born back. Like, starts out as a baby and then just you know continues on in life.
Hmm. Strange. All right,
Yeah,
next one. The Flash, Barry Allen. So,
yeah.
I really don't know that much about him, but I have heard that he was actually struck by lightning, and he was a scientist and with chemicals, and that actually mixed up, and that made him super fast. And because of his enhanced speed, he's pretty comical and very taunty and whatnot. But he's still a valued member of the Justice League and whatnot. And yeah, I think he's pretty interesting character. He can actually slow down time and actually kick butt doing that. And he can actually go back in time, and he went through a thing called Speed Force, so that's a situation. But I still think Barry Allen as the Flash is pretty interesting character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
he's
the
like
Yeah, I
around
really
like
like him. He's
yeah, I know
yeah.
the Flash for the longest time. Like I think back in the comics.
well, he's a
I
second
think he's
version.
like my wait. I want to say I think he's like my favorite, one of my first favorite variation of Flash version. So, I meant to say, and my second one is Jay Garrick. Then Wally West, he's all right. He's good. Um, wait, I learned. I think I learned a little more on Flash when I saw Justice League Flashpoint Paradox.
I remember seeing
Yeah.
that as a kid. I haven't seen it in so many years, but
I
yeah,
saw it
and it's still
online,
good.
and yeah, it
I
was
think I
really
think it might be
crazy,
on
man.
HBO Max. I might catch that sometime. But next one, Vulture.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know much about him. All I know is that he dresses up as a bird like suit, and he actually has like razor like feather blades and whatnot. But if you know anything else about him, I'll let you explain.
Well, I know Vulture basically like the one you described. That's from the movie, the comic version. He has like it is like a mechanical suit. It's just like it's kind of like work like a bird kind of costume. I don't. But yeah, originally he was a bull. He was an old man who made a flight tech suit and from Oscorp, but then he got fired, and so he become a villain with that
Hmm.
flight suit of his.
Alrighty, next one, Rhino. So there are many variations of how Rhino became to be. Like for example, in Spectacular Spider-Man, he was just a member of a thug group, and he was actually put in a machine where special material was around him to look like a rhino and made very muscular, and that's how he came to be. But Amidia, just like Ultimate Spider-Man, he was a kid who was bullied a lot, and so he found some chemicals, or like I don't know how he got a hold of those, that turned him into a humanoid rhinoceros. So yeah, and it's very permanent. But yeah, Rhino is a very popular Spider-Man villain. And yeah, I think he's pretty interesting.
Um, yeah, what
Okay.
about other variations?
I
Okay.
I
Well.
first like how I first got
Uh,
introduced to Rhino was again most of like every single Spider-Man thing. I always know like the main Spider-Man villain for years.
okay. I think I first got introduced. I think I first got introduced to Rhino, aka Alexi, in Ultimate Spider-Man when he was regularly called Alex. Then in other medias like Amazing Spider-Man 2 and then some some of the games.
Amazing Spider-Man 2's like Rhino was kind of funny but short lived.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked the suit design. That was great. Although I mean, I think this was unexpected for him to use was missiles because he's already a charging tank.
To be honest, like what do you thought of Paul Giamatti's Russian accent?
It was alright, but the character, I mean, he actually first appeared in the opening scene, where it's actually run off. I've been chased by Spider-Man, for stealing some kind of chemicals and stuff. But at the end, he was developed a suit, which again was short-lived. But like, still, Rhino was pretty popular. How about I should
Yeah,
talk about
even
Shocker in
even
my other
yeah,
stream?
even in
No, you didn't.
Okay.
wait,
Get
wait,
Um,
back
wait, wait,
here,
wait, 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 wait.
Shocker!
I'll
Wait.
let you.
Before we move on to Shocker, I just want to say one more thing about Rhino.
What?
His part in both the Insomniac Spider-Man games were actually really good, and Fred Tatasciore voicing him. It, I mean, it was basically just like it's like if Roxy was in the game, but still,
Hmm.
it was really good.
Alrighty. I'll let Fresh talk about Shocker.
Okay, so yeah, the original Shocker, yes, Herman Schultz. He was like some kind of brilliant safe cracker until he got caught and started to develop these gloves that can like this can cause like supersonic vibrations. So that's when he became the Shocker, and like that's really all I know about the original one. But the one from, of course, Spectacular Spider-Man, which was what was it? Montana, yeah. Let's see. He was part of the enforcers to try to take out Spider-Man, but he got beaten. Then that's when he acquired his famous quilted suit, and of course became a member of the Sinister Six, and still battles Spider-Man here and there. And yeah, he's very cool.
Yeah. I especially like him in Spectacular Spider-Man because of how Jeff Bennett voiced him. He really did awesome. He's my
Yeah.
favorite variation. All right, last one to talk
Oh,
about
and
because
fun fact about Shocker. When I saw the Spider-Man Homecoming, there was actually like there was supposed to be a costume of Shocker that he's supposed to wear that basically looked like a homemade version of the his classic suit, but it was never used in the movie.
Oh,
okay.
I see.
So one more
Which
film to talk about now, and
which that does sound like a missed opportunity, but I do like his design in that movie.
I saw like as I first got introduced to Shocker in Ultimate Spider-Man, and his costume design, I, with the red and yellow and the facial features, I was gonna like, is this like a sewn Iron Man suit or something? I don't know. It just looking at the design, it kind of reminded me of that.
Uh,
hmm,
Mm,
Okay, so I'll talk about one more character on the stream because Electro and Simon already talked about him on the stream. Split suggested it, Tai Lung.
Yeah.
Okay. Tai Lung
So
from Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda. Yeah. So basically, yeah, he was one of Shifu's former students. Like Shifu would take him in, like, because like he was like at the steps because somebody just left him there, and basically raised him as his own, like to try to be the best. But he took a too far, and just tried to prove himself. But of course, that didn't go too well until he challenged Ko, of course. And Tai Lung as a villain, like, yeah, he has a fucked up backstory, but goddamn.
Yeah, and it's pretty strong too. Like defeating the Furious Five one by one, and then almost defeated Poe, but Poe got the upper hand and using a special move that ended up killing him.
Wait,
Well,
wait.
didn't really kill. Send him to the
What is-
spirit realm.
Oh, okay.
Wait, do you guys remember what that move is called?
No, it's been a while.
Finger hold.
Thank you.
Oh, you know this hold. You want to know what happens when I flex my pinky? Skadoosh.
Yep. So yeah, and
Wait, I would
he
have liked
actually
to see. He actually what?
figured it out. That's how he didn't get taught by. He actually figured it out.
Yeah. In a way, it was a quick study. But also, I would have liked if we saw, like, in Kung Fu Panda 3 or in any of the series, you could see, like, Tai Lung in the background somewhere. Or at least, like, a reference to him. Because there is one character that we saw who is related to him.
I was about to mention that.
Yeah, that's his nephew. Yeah, I did see that episode.
Yeah. I didn't.
Which all of us noticed that he looked like Tai Lung, but we thought it was his son, but it was actually his nephew.
It's okay.
But
Nephew's good too.
yeah, but anyways, I think the stream went pretty well.
Yeah.
Agreed. And Blitz, like you were about to say something?
No, I was like, what I was saying, I was about to say that he had a nephew. That's it.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll figure out what stream I want to do next Sunday. But for the rest of y'all, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. See you, everyone.
And there.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.